Let's go. Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Dr. Mark Leonard. He's a human performance expert and certified high performance coach. I'm so excited to have this conversation. He has a lot of cool things going, and he has a lot of experience. So thank you so much for coming on the show today, Dr. Mark.
Oh, thank you. Looking forward to it. Fun audience.
I'm looking forward. Yeah, and before we go any further, for those watching, if you're watching this from anywhere that's outside of our free community, I just want to personally invite you inside. It's taken a tremendous amount of time to cultivate such a positive group of people who want to see you succeed. So that's you. Click the link either above or below and join us inside. Now, Dr. Mark, what was life like before you got into coaching? And what was the catalyst that brought you into the space?
Yeah, life. Okay, so I'll actually start with the catalyst that got me into the space. I was at work one day and a buddy of mine said, "Hey, I'm getting ready to graduate." I said, "Oh, congratulations. Where are you going?" And he said, "Pepperdine." I said, "Wait a second. That's in California, right?" And we lived in Utah at the time. And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Wait, you went there and worked here?" And he said, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, "Oh, I've got to check this out." And on a whim, not much of a whim, I was choosing between going to medical school or going and looking at a different type of doctor. For me, it's organizational leadership with a focus on human performance and how people, achieve more. And I said, that they have a program for that. That's what I want to do. And that's kind of where it started. But life before that was a lot of me doing some of the same things. It was training and development, personal development, professional development, working with executives, doing 360s. And all of a sudden I realized, hey, I love this space. This to me is fun. Seeing other people improve is amazing. And that to me is just worth everything that I do.
Let me ask you this question. So nowadays, what problems are people generally trying to solve when they work with you?
Yeah, it's interesting. So a lot of the folks I work with are entrepreneurs, and they are used to working 18, 19, 20 hours a day. They're tired, they're exhausted, they're stressed, their relationships are beginning to break it down or wear on them. They're not achieving as much as they wanted to, as quick as they wanted to. And so they're looking and they're grasping, saying, I'm watching this person over here achieve this, and I'm seeing this person do that, and I'm not. And they feel almost this fear of missing out. And they begin to go, there must be something wrong with me. And as a coach, I come in to say, there's not something wrong with you. Let's just fine tune the habits that help you be more successful.
Nice. Wow, that's crazy. So how many of those people that are working 18, 19 hours a day, when you start changing those habits, they can start working less because they're better?
Oh, 100%. I've never had a client that at the end of coaching, they turn to me and they say, this coaching was great, but I'm still working 18 hours a day. And because if they're doing that, they're doing something wrong. Isn't the whole idea of life is to find your freedom, right? For entrepreneurs, they've started a business because they want to have freedom of their schedule, freedom to travel, freedom to set their own direction. And they're a slave to the 18-hour workday, and they're exhausted. So let's figure out where you are and where you want to go and get you just absolutely 100% clear on how to get there. And from a performance perspective, aligning your heart and your mind and your vision.
Let me ask this question. So how much of that is of the 18, 19-hour workday is due to bad, not information, but just bad like entrepreneurship culture? Like there are certain guys that are like 70 hours a week, 90, you gotta like work your face into the ground. I think it's Gary Vee.
Yeah, right.
Old Gary Vee, pre 2018, 19.
Yeah, right. Because there's this belief out there that the only way to get ahead is to work harder than the guy that you're competing against. And really, is that really how to do that? Because sure, you can work 18, 19 hours a day. Go for it. Go for it. And then let me ask, what type of a husband, a mother, a father, a grandmother, what type of aunt or uncle are you? What type of person are you when you go grocery shopping?
Mm.
Because there's something that's bubbling in there, and we don't want that to blow. Yeah. We want to help manage that and get you very clear on who your best self is. You know, I work a lot on what would your absolute best do right now? What would you stop doing right now? And let's start living towards that, because freedom is not being shackled. Freedom is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
That's a great point. That's interesting. So let me ask you this question. So right now we're kind of in this different time zone, different like timescape, right? Because some people are in quarantine, some people are out, some people are going back in. Maybe what's been one of your biggest takeaways? Has it been like more time, or what's been the biggest takeaway for you?
Yeah, the biggest takeaway for me, and you know, we've been in quarantine. It started with a self-induced quarantine because of a lot of our own personal health issues here in the home. And so we certainly understand that. But an interesting thing happens when people begin to quarantine. They begin naturally, your body goes, oh, I need to protect, right? And so you begin to pull in. And when you pull in, you're naturally pulling in your mindset. You're naturally pulling in your dialogue. You're naturally pulling in to the very core. And what happens is that may be good when it is freezing outside and you need to bundle up and warm up, but it's not great for business. We still have this desire and this need to connect. So the thing that I would really say to people is every day, ask yourself this one question: who needs me on my A game? See, it's not about you being on your A game. It's about who needs you to be on your A game. And then who can I connect with? Right? And then how am I going to connect with them? Am I going to show up as this frazzled, stressed out person? Am I going to show up on fire? Am I going to show up as my absolute best? Whatever that is for you. And so it's in this new world, it's about real connections, not fake Zoom connections. I'm talking when you get on a Zoom call with someone, be really interested in them. I've been on more calls with entrepreneurs on Zoom, and I just ask, please, what is the one thing, if I could just wave a magic wand and help you? I may not have the answer. I may not have that, but if you could just wave a magic wand and I could give that to you, what would it be? I've had more entrepreneurs sit back and go, wow, I don't think I've thought about that. See, that introduces a meaningful conversation. I may not have that answer for them today, but maybe I know someone tomorrow.
That brings up a great point. Kind of one thing that I've noticed in this year is how different people's responses are to helping or to receiving help. Have you noticed that too, or not really?
Not really. I mean, I guess maybe in the circles I run around, we're all very, I guess you could call it servant leadership, right? We're always out looking to see, how can I give? How can I serve? What can I do to help someone else? And maybe that's just the very heart of being a coach is, I'm more interested in what can I do to change someone's life? What can I do to help bring out the very best of who they are? You think about the world's greatest athletic coaches, right? The John Woodens. You think about these coaches, these Don Shulas, these amazing people who are there to coach the very best of the best of the best. And are they out there, what they do, the most successful ones, go back to those basics and say, I know what you're capable of, and you know what you're capable of. How do we find that again? how do we get that drive back? Because the world needs you on your best.
Hmm.
If there's ever a time, it is right now in 2020. The world needs you at your very best. The world needs you to be out there being an example to others. The world needs your heart and your mind and your thoughts and your feelings, your emotions, your performance to be all about how can I help someone else succeed?
Hmm.
And the more you do that, the world will certainly pay you for it. But more importantly, you're going to feel something inside. You're going to feel alive.
Yeah. It's the reason why I even bring that up, right, is because like the people willing to receive it. It's almost like since they've been hearing like a lot of messages about everybody's in it together, it's almost like, people are okay with, yeah, hey man, I'm not doing as good as what I want to be, or maybe I'm down. So I think that's the best part about this time zone we're in. And I think you were talking about you have something that you were coming up with to help people out even more in this time period. I think it was something about like the cool, I think it was groups you were saying. So can you share more about that?
So I have a group coaching that I am launching, and when I say launching, welcome this week. Wow. I am launching a new group coaching this week, and look, I teach at a university part of my days. I've taught from stages around the world. I can talk with the very best of them. But you wouldn't want to pay to just listen to me. You've got Google for that. Mm-hmm. What if you had a group coaching that was so engaging that you walked out of every group coaching going, man, I just met 3 or 4 or 5 other amazing people who are going to help me achieve my dream. Mm-hmm. Because now it's not about you. It's about all of you. Mm-hmm. All y'all, right? It's about y'all. My Southern comes out when I start thinking about that.
Where can people like since it's launching, where can people go to learn more about it? Where can they go to follow what you have going on?
thehappinessbreakthrough.com. Right. Yeah, www.thehappinessbreakthrough.com. And if you think about it, everything I do is about the psychology of happiness and psychology of performance. We want to break through your SAP strata, the imaginary line that is there that you're bouncing up against, right? We want you to achieve more. And that's what we're going to do. So go to thehappinessbreakthrough.com and you can sign up for the coaching right there. And by the way, I do one-on-one coaching as well. If you're a graduate from the group coaching.
Oh.
Yeah. And the reason why is let's get let's get you pumped and primed and get you really making that progress, because I can only take on so many individual clients at a time. And I want to give more value to more people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. That's cool. That's really cool. Now, let me ask you this question. So we talk about performance and the word happiness as well. I think that's the word I keep hearing repeated. What does happiness actually mean to you?
Oh yeah, happiness to me is this Post-it note. Happiness to me is the amount of, and I've got 5 or 6 of these here on my desk and on my monitor here. Happiness to me is showing up in my life as $1 million father. Mm. My kids don't care how much I make, but they care what time I spend with them and what that looks like. Success for me is tied 100% to how I show up in my family, to my wife, my kids, and my grandchildren.
Mm. That's cool, and that's what you help other people to do. That's great.
Yeah.
Because like in just kind of a sidebar for those watching, that's kind of why you get around different communities. You want to be close to people that actually, are improving themselves and helping others do the same. Really service-based, because the people around you start pulling you up. So if you're maybe lacking some social support right now when you're trying to get your dream going, come and join us inside of our community by clicking the link either above or below. Now, just going back to them, we're talking about like happiness, and like even when you deal with entrepreneurs who they're doing the 18, 19 hours per day, maybe the word success might be in misalignment with what they actually want. Maybe what does success mean to you, and what does it look like?
It's an interesting thing. So many of my clients, it's almost like their favorite words are, I can't. I can't take on more. I can't do more. I can't fit that into. I can't. And if you catch yourself saying, I can't in your language, you've got a running dialogue that is self-defeating. How about for me, success with my entrepreneurs would be changing that dialogue to, I can. I may not know how, but I can do that. Or even changing, adding one simple word to your dialogue, yet. Yet. See, when someone asks, well, how successful are you? Well, I'm not very successful. Okay? How successful are you? I'm not very successful yet. See, as soon as you add yet, it changes your mindset to believe that there is something that is coming, something that you're moving towards. Don't worry about, I'll be happy when. How about, I'm happy right now because I am learning in this journey. It's about that growth mindset. So success for my clients is having that growth mindset of, I'm learning, I'm working, and I'm enjoying this journey. It could be difficult today, but look at all that I am accomplishing through learning. I've never failed at business. I've owned a lot of businesses. I've never failed. I've learned. I've had a few not make the money I was expecting, but I've never failed.
That's a great point.
Success for my clients is internalizing that, really getting to that point, showing up as $1 million husband or wife, showing up as $1 million entrepreneur. It doesn't mean you make that. It means that's how you're showing up. That's success.
Let me ask you this question. So what's either your biggest or most monumental learning experience in your businesses?
For me?
Yeah.
Personally?
Just kind of just a thought.
Yeah. My most monumental, here's one. I'm going to work tonight, get emotional. My wife and I had a dream of opening up a bead and jewelry store. I was making earrings and necklaces out of crystals and fine stones and beads and all these amazing things. And during that period of time, I don't know if I've ever shared this publicly. During that period of time, one of my children was sexually abused. And my greatest success was having the ability to close that business and focus on what really mattered.
Wow.
And being able to focus on my children and my wife, the pain was so exquisite. Just a funny word to use for that, but my pain was so exquisite. I just can't even describe it. But my greatest success was being able to focus, to close our business and focus on what really mattered.
Wow.
Our family unit.
Wow. That's crazy. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't share that story, and I normally keep that pretty close. But for some reason, when you asked it, I felt like someone here needed to hear that.
Yeah. I mean, because it's like at the end of the day, all we really have is family, you know?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Go hug, hug your family a little tighter, forgive a little more easier.
mm-hmm.
Could you imagine what your life would look like? And I'm not a relationship coach, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I focus on performance. I focus on your distractions. I focus on the habits that will help you be more successful. I focus on great productivity and generating energy and being influential. I focus on you rising up and creating and living what you're capable of.
Mm-hmm.
But part of that and part of my why is my family, right? It's about getting these sticky notes. This one right there,
Uh-huh.
my daughter is 19 who wrote that.
Wow. That's cool.
I've got one for my grandson right over here. I've got a stack of these notes. That's what I do. I want to be $1 million father.
I mean, that's no small feat. Wow.
No.
Yes. Wow.
No. So, but you have to be courageous.
Uh-huh.
You have to be willing to be courageous to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, because that's weird because you say you're not a relationship coach, but it seems like all the stuff that you do help. Is it kind of like I think there's like a saying where it's like how you do one thing is kind of how you do everything.
Yeah. We call it congruence, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you in congruence, or are you congruent in every aspect of my life? I remember very palpably one day coming home from work, and I was very stressed out, and we sat down for family dinner, and my wife, in her just most magical tone, she looked at me, she said, "Hey, Mark, you've got your work attitude on." And I went, "Holy crap, I'm a different person at work than I am at home?" And then I started looking, I was like, and I'm different at church, and I'm different in the community, and I'm different when I watch sports. Wow. What does incongruence create? It creates friction. So why are you so different over here than over here?
Mm.
Who you're seeing right here is literally who I am when I teach at the university, who I am when I group coach, who I am when I'm coaching you, who I am when we're going on a family vacation. Yes, in COVID, we're going on a family vacation because my granddaughter will be born tomorrow morning.
Oh, wow.
Traveling to go see family. Who you see right here is who I will be when I greet my newest granddaughter.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm not saying it to give myself a pat on the back. It's more of a
It's
congruent. Be that person everywhere, in every aspect, in your health, in your career, in your lifestyle, in your mission, in your relationships.
Mm.
Be that same person everywhere.
Mm.
And if you don't know how to do that, call me.
That's a great point. Wow. Call him. But I mean, that right there is incredibly important. I think that's foreign to a lot of people. Yeah. That's incredible. Where can they go to learn more? I know you already said it, but where can they go again?
So go to thehappinessbreakthrough.com.
Okay.
Or go to thehappinessdude.com.
Yeah.
Go search for The Happiness Dude on Facebook, The Happiness Dude on Instagram, The Happiness Dude, anywhere that you could find that The Happiness Dude or The Happiness Breakthrough. Those are my two big brands.
Excellent. Thanks once again for your time. I really appreciate getting to meet you and just learning more about you.
Oh, thank you.
Excellent. You're welcome. And for those watching, once again, come join us in our community. We'd love to see you in there. Love to help you improve your life. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Feel free to hit the share button so other people get some great value this day. My name is Bryce Tubbs. This is Dr. Mark Leonard, the happiness. What do you say? The happiness expert, the happiness one more time?
The Happiness Dude.
Excellent. Have a great day, guys. We're done recording in 3 and 2 and 1. And